Every organization needs people who will act, meaning take action as practice sources. Sources of what? Sources of momentum it takes to make an appropriate change, a timely change, an innovation, if you will. We need people to do that. And some people, among others, are more inclined to take what they do so seriously and want to grow and develop in that work as a practice that they look around more carefully and notice things and think about how things could be made better. All of that was going on one day with Nancy, who had been in this company now for about a year, just out of college. She felt that she was not moving ahead very fast compared to how some of the people who had more interesting jobs than she seemed to have advanced, and she was curious as about why that didn't happen. She asked a coworker, "How is it that you've been here just a little longer than I, and you've already had 3 really juicy assignments, and I keep getting the same one day after day?" "Well," said the other coworker, "you're the kind of person who just can keep things going even Steven, so we can have more freedom to develop the business and grow relationships with our customers and come up with new product ideas." But Nancy said, "Well, that's why I'm here too. How is it that I'm sort of held into this role?" And the coworker said, "Well, Nancy, you don't really show like you really want to be doing much more than that. There's something about the way you are here in that job." "Well, that's not who I am. I really have a lot of creative ideas about this business." "Well, Nancy, we've had meetings and you basically just sit there." "No, I don't just sit there. I listen carefully, I make notes, I draw sketches of the ideas that are coming up." "Oh, all well and good, Nancy, for you, but it doesn't help the company if those ideas stay on paper and those thoughts are not put into words. Nancy, let me put it to you straight. You're just too shy to be in this kind of work. Perhaps you should look for something in the back room where you can just work those numbers and write those memos all day long." Oh, Nancy was devastated. She went home thinking about those words, "You're just too shy." And she'd heard that basically her whole growing up life. Too shy. What am I shy? What am I afraid of? Criticism? No, I've gotten plenty of that over the years. What is it then? I just don't know. I don't know. She asked her son, who's 15 years old, "Let me ask you something. Do you think I'm shy?" And he looked at her, said, "Yeah, I think you are." "Are you shy?" she said. "No, I'm not shy at all." "What do I do about it? On the job, it's holding me back. I have plenty of good ideas, but I don't seem to want to get them out from my head to the air to where people can act on them." So her son said, "Here's what I would do. I would pretend that you own the company and that you had full authority to do anything you wanted in that company. Now, with that authority, what would you go ahead and change to make things better?" She touched her head and said, "Oh my goodness, there are several things, but right away what I would change is the way the phone systems are set up. The calls don't get sent around like they should. One person's getting more calls than the other, and that slows down the overall ability for everyone to make their bonus at the end of the month." So he said, "All right, when you go to work tomorrow, picture that you're on your desk is Nancy Jones, CEO, and see how the day goes." Midday, the same coworker came by asking her to take care of still another routine matter, and Nancy looked at her and said, "No, here's what I'd like you to do. I want you to go over there and line up all of the different products that we make and sample in a way that the first thing people will see is our newest product and not the oldest product. What? Why don't you just do it? No, because I want you to do it and think of each product that you move into a new order. Ask, why is this product an older product? Why is it still sitting there in our sample shelf? Has it sold? And if not, why do we even keep it in the inventory? And don't leave any product on that shelf that you don't think is got a real selling lifespan ahead of it. And take the other ones that don't and bring them over and put them on my desk. Well, the coworker was mad. What is going on here with Nancy? But then she said, there's something to that. We just sort of let the dust gather on that shelf. And so she went up and did as she was told. And by the end of the day, out of the 14 sample products that they make that were once were on that shelf, there were only 4. And the first one was indeed their bestseller. So Nancy said, looks good. What do you think it means? What do we do with these other ones? Do we keep making them? And the coworker said, well, there's some demand. Then let's check production and see if they're over making these lesser demanded products so we can concentrate production on these winners. Well, that was the day that Nancy was looked at with fresh eyes, because the word got around that Nancy had seen this simple way of re-strategizing their whole production operation. And indeed, it did work. More that it worked, the more Nancy had better ideas that she shared right away. Now, she never became CEO, but in her mind, she never stopped being the chief executive officer of this company. Her company, with another 12,000 people sharing it with her. Nancy, the practice source.